I only
Sorry, Luke, go ahead.
I only got through half of last week's lesson.
I think it was mostly just practice anyway, so
Yeah,
we didn't sort of do anything
way
new,
too
did you guys?
complicated for me.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Fine. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we've got a little bit of Yorny grammar to go back to, but we'll do that with a bit of revision first. And we're going to be using next week. We'll start using the plain volitional form in a different way. So we'll start off with some revision on that. But before we do that, what I'd like to do is every week now, I'd like to have maybe just 5 or 10 minutes of just some conversation practice. So what I'd like us to do first is, if we imagine going back in time 1 or 2 hours for you guys. So I've just stepped out of a time machine 1 hour ago, where you are, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. So think back what you were doing 1 hour ago. Imagine we are now 1 hour in the past. Okay. I don't want to hear anything rude, by the way, Luke. Okay, Luke.
Why is it always me? That's
so let me start with you. Luke, 今何をしていますか?
今、日本語を勉強します。
1 hour ago, though.
はい。
Okay, so 今、日本語を勉強しています。
しています。
はい。はい。日本語のどの文を勉強してますか?
文、grammar or?
まあ、文 is part. Which
part? Yeah. ひらがなとカタカナをかけています。
So, not かけて, but if kaku is the verb, what's the tefon of kaku?
かて。
I know. So kaku becomes. Let's think of a different one. Let's try kiku to listen. How would you? Ite. So you just turned the ku into an e.
Yeah.
So for kaku, this would become.
Kaite.
No. Kaite.
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 Yeah. Kaite. Kaite. います。
はい。ひらがなとカタカナですね。
はい。
カタカナとひらがなの練習するとき、ペンを使いますか？ないな。筆を使いますか？
ペンと筆の間に。
筆ペン。筆ペン。はい。了解。そして、今晩、何をするつもりですか？今晩、何をするつもりですか？
午後からこのレッスンの後、木彫りします。
木彫り、carving。
はい。
carving。はい。夜まで木彫りしますか？
はい。
おお、昼が起こるぞ。
4か5hour。
G。
1日間4か5時木彫りします。
Okay, so you would say 毎日 every day.
毎日 every day。
4時間か 4時間から5時間まで希望します。
はい。
はい、どうぞもう一度お願いいたします。
毎日、is this from 4 to 5 or 4 to 5 hours?
So if I say just 4時, this means 4 o'clock. But if I say 4時間, this can means duration.
Duration.
Yeah. So this means for 4 hours, from 4 hours to 5 hours, I will do carving.
はい。
はい。もう一度お願いします。
毎日4時間。
ごめんなさい。4時間。
4時間。4時間から5時まで。
5時間まで。
木彫りをします。
OK。
後で目は作ります。
そうですね。目が、so you want to say your eyes get tired?
Yeah, 目が。
So the word to become tired, anybody know this verb? Anybody help?
Something to 作る。
疲れる。
疲れます。
疲れる。Yeah, 疲れます。そうですね。
疲れますになる面ですね。
疲れる or 疲れます means to become tired, so you don't need to say になる, just 疲れます. Yeah, it means to fatigue, but if you say 疲れる、疲れる、疲れます。はい、はい、ありがとうございます。ハリちゃん、どうぞ。1時間前に何をしていましたか？Sorry, let's actually think that we are now back in time 1 hour. So I'm going to ask you instead, 今何をしていますか？
イメールを答えます。
メールを答
えます。
はい。So if I say what 何をしていますか this means what are you doing now?
Okay. イメールを答える答えています。
はい。そして、忙しいですか？
とっても忙しい。
はい。はい。そして、もう朝ごはんを食べましたか？
ポリッジとラズベリー食べました。
はい。So what I actually said was,
What did you ask? Have you eaten breakfast?
Yes, yeah.
はい。
食べました。はい。
食べました。
ポリッジとラズベリーでしたっけ？
はい。
そして、午後に午後 so in PM, in the afternoon, 何をするつもりですか？
何をするつもり。
So this means, what are you intending to do?いいですよ。どうぞ。
あなたの家います。
行きます。
行きます。
そうですね。So if I say 何をするつもりですか this means, so 何をする just means what will you do? And then putting つもりですか at the end means what are you intending to do? So it's better to reply in the same way. So if you want to say, I'm intending to go to your house, then can you reform that sentence?
Can I ask a question first?
Sure, of course.
okay, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, so can I say anata no ie, your house, or do I have to say Andy no ie? Because that sounds really weird in English, right? But
yeah, it doesn't sound weird in Japanese though, actually.
yeah, okay, so it's just,
yeah. So, for example, if I was, I don't know, yeah, if I was chatting to, for example, Inari-san, and I said, "Oh, what are you going to eat?" or something in Fujiya, I would actually say, "Inari-san wa nani o tabemasu ka?" So I'd actually say her name and use it as a kind of point of reference in the sentence. Or,
but it's slightly different from saying what's Inari-san going to, I guess so, yeah.
You know, or for example, Inari-san no ichiban suki na ryori wa nan desu ka? What's your favorite food? I would say anata no ichiban suki na ryori wa nan desu ka? So it's a good idea just to get into the habit of using the other person's name.
Yeah.
Even if you're talking to them, yeah. Like, I know it sounds third personish, doesn't it?
Yeah, and if it was Inari-san, I would of course say Inari-san, but is it weird to
just say
your family's name to them?
So in that case, I mean, there's nothing wrong with using anata, but in that case, you drop the san or the chan from the person's name to make it familiar. So just say Andy no ie, then this is kind of keeping it familiar.
Right, sorry. So the second bit was, apologies everyone. Andy no ie. I can't remember what the intending bit is again. Now.
So you need to make the verb first, though.
Ikimasu.
Okay, put this into the plain form.
Iku.
Iku, and then tsumori desu. Tsumori desu. Tsumori desu. そして、今夜 This is Japanese, by the way. I know it sounds like other things. 今夜 何をするつもりですか?
This evening. Watashi no iaido tojo do what's keiko?
Keiko.
Oshiemasu. Oshieru, is that teach?
Yeah. But you said, what did you say? Watashi no?
No, watashi no. Not that's wrong. Hang on. I wanted to say our.
To our students, you mean?
No, I wanted to say our. I wanted to say our Iaido class.
Yeah. In that case, you can just say Iaido no class ni oshiemasu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to say our, the one that belongs to us.
Watashi tachi no.
Watashi tachi, that was it. That's what I was trying to think of. Sorry.
It's okay. はい、どうぞ。
Watashi tachi no iaido class. 教えます。はい、OK です。ありがとうございます。はい、タチさん。今、1時間の過去に戻りました。今、何をしてますか？
今、朝ごはんを食べています。
遅いね。
はい。
はい、何を食べましたか？ごめんなさい。何を食べていますか？
チーズとオリーブとトマトとミルクです。牛乳です。
はい。そして、今朝何時に起きましたか
？9時に起きました。
9時に起きました。はい。そして午後に 何をするつもりですか？
はい。新しい猫ちゃんが来ます。
おお、そうですか？
はい、でも、彼は私のペットではありません。ただのお客です。
ただのお客、カスタマー？
お客です。2週くらい居座り。
2週間？Oh, she's a guest.
Yeah, cat sitting. How do you say cat sitting?
わかりません。多分、
pet sit.
Yeah, something like this. You can say looking after. So this would be ペットを世話する。世話する。ペットを世話する。
猫座った
Sitting on the cat.
かわいそうね。
Could become a flat cat pack if you do this. 猫を世話。友達の猫ですか？
いえ、彼は私の友達ではなくて、Facebook で、ソーシャルグループで会いました。
はい。猫に会いました。猫が Facebook 使えるの？
オーナーです。
すごい。オーナー。そうか。
彼は剣道家友達がいます。3人います。
なるほど。そして、彼が、オーナーが、旅行に行くんですか？
はい、そうと思います。
そして、今夜何をするつもりですか？
ドナテラ先生と桜会の道場に行きます。
いいですね。剣道の稽古ですね。
はい。
ただいま、10分前にルイ先生と電話で話しました。
そうか。
彼が、今、マスクをつけなくて、稽古が始めましたね。
はい。でも、シールドはあります。
そうですね。はい。そして、スバゼリ合いのところになると、すぐに引いて中段に合わせますね。
はい、そうです。新しいルールです。
そうですね。はい。私が、全日本剣道、ごめんなさい。日本の全国大会の剣道試合を見て、みんなが、スバゼリ合いになるとすぐに、はい中段に戻りますね。はい。そうした方が稽古が楽しいですか？
答えてお願いします。
To repeat, you say, もう一回お願いします。
もう一回お願いします。
はい。そのスバゼリ合いのことをない方がいいですか？
はい、いいです。
なんか、どうぞ。
その時間は無駄です。
無駄ですね。はい。そう。
技はいない。
はい。ただ、ガーだけですね。
はい。
はい。ありがとうございます。ネイサンさん、おはようございます。まだおはようございます。ルクどうぞ。
Tachi said Neko-chan. Is this a kitten or is this just a nice way of saying for a cat?
Kitten is koneko.
Koneko, yes.
Neko-chan is like just cute honorifics for little things, right?
Okay.
So,
and you were talking about some kind of tayatari thing?
Subazerie. So this is when it looks like tayatari. It's when you end up in close distance and your subas are kind of mashing together, in a kendo shiai, where you end up really close like this and you growl at each other. But because of new Zen Kenren rules, that's now you're not allowed to do this. As soon as you get into Subazerie, you're supposed to withdraw into Chudan and then start the fight again. And I said,
Can I try to repeat what the conversation was about? Because there's lots that I can grasp out of context, but don't really understand directly. So Tachi is going to Keiko this evening with Donatella Dojo. But you spoke 10 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago, you spoke to Louis on the phone.
Hi. And so shall I say again what I said
in
Japanese?
That you don't need to wear a mask anymore.
そうです。はい。はい。はい。でも、シールドをつける人はまだいます。
シー
ルド This is English. シールド
Basically,
shield.
We don't have to use anything, but we can keep a mask or shield or both if we want. Majority keeps the shield.
はい。よし。はい。ありがとうございます。いいですよ。ネイトンさん、おはようございます。まだおはようですね。
I'll be back in like 3 minutes.
Sure. Okay. Right. Let's look at today's thingy a second. Where is it?
May I ask a small question about conversation?
Sure, of course.
The difference between toimasu and tomoshimasu when we introduce ourselves?
Toimasu is just simply, it's still polite, but it's standard level of politeness. But if you're introducing yourself, let me just put this on the screen actually. So for example, when you're doing it, let me just go slightly back to the beginning. When you want to say, Watashi no namae wa Andy desu. So this is fine when you're doing a self-introduction, but I guess you probably watched the video from the other day, didn't you, Tachi?
No, this is coming in Duolingo a lot. Sometimes
okay.
Imasu, sometimes tomoshimasu.
Right.
I didn't know the difference.
Yeah. So this is quite a long way of saying, my name is Andy. So another way of doing this is to say, I am called Andy. So you say Andy to imasu, which means people say Andy. Literally, I mean, that's literally what it means. The meaning is I am called Andy. But this using imasu, this is just standard standard level politeness, which is fine. But often when people are introducing themselves in a formal situation or to many people, it's better to make it more formal, more polite. So you replace imasu with mo shimasu. And this still means exactly the same thing. This all still means people say Andy or I am called Andy. But this is just very slightly expand our kanji knowledge. This is you. This just means say. And you can see the kanjis here. Looks like maybe a face and a mouth. You can remember it this way. Or maybe this is a mouth with words coming out of it. And then mo shimasu comes from morsu. Morsu. This is the same. This has got a funny meaning. It kind of means to hail, like ave, like this. Let me just look at the dictionary a second. But it's used to mean, it's a formal way of saying to say. Also, to say, to be called, to do. So, Tachi, you've probably heard this expression, or maybe all of you have heard this expression. Mo shiwake ga arimasen. So this is the same. This moshi occurs here. This means I have no excuse. Which, you know, it therefore means I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Mo shiwake ga arimasen. And this again is basically, moshiwake means reason. It's like saying it's words being divided. So moshiwake means I can't rationalize why. Moshiwake ga arimasen. But this is basically what moshimasu means. Still means to say or to be called, but it's just a lot more formal than just saying iimasu.
As complicated as Japanese can be.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, almost certainly in our own languages, there are alternative ways to kind of say the same thing. My name's Andy. People call me Andy. My hailing is, we wouldn't say this, but yeah, it is just, it's that extra layer of politeness that keigo and sonkeigo gives you. And it's sometimes a good idea to kind of learn a few of these expressions because they're very useful. Especially if you're talking to crowds of people, it's a good idea. If you're just talking to somebody who's going to be the same social level as you, then you can use relatively normal Japanese. But if you're talking to a crowd, you don't know who's in the crowd. Maybe Luke's in the crowd and you want to speak ultra formal. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look at today's thing. So I think we actually touched on this a couple of weeks ago, very, very briefly. So we'll go through it again now, which is using volition in the plain form. So when I say volitional form, I mean, yeah, masho. In polite conversation, we would say not just ikimasu, but ikimasho to mean let's go or shall we go. Ikimashouka, shall we go? Tabemashouka, shall we eat? But for a reason which will be revealed either this week or next week, depending on how time goes, we're going to use the informal version of the volitional. So for group one, the U sound at the end becomes or. For example, a way to visualize this is if we think of the mass form, the polite form of the verb, say ikimasu. Well, the way to turn that into the volitional is to get rid of that or, that u, and change it to or, ikimashou. And similarly, with group one verbs, the same thing happens with the plain form. The u at the end gets replaced with just or. Iku becomes iko. Iku, iko, ao becomes ao. Osu becomes oso. We have to be a little bit careful here because tatsu doesn't become tatso, it becomes tato. And yomu becomes yomo. If you want to suggest let's all die together, then shinu would become shino. Everybody okay? Any questions? Cool. Let's do a little practice first then before we carry on. Luke, how would you say let's use this? Let's use this. Are you muted at the moment, Luke?
ここにつこう
Not koko, but what's this?
This. ここ
That's here.
これ
Kore.
これをつこう
Okay, so scout. So think of the plain form first. Scout.
使う
Scout. So it's got tsu, ka, u. Tsu, ka, u.
使う
Scout. Exactly. Scout. Good.
これを使う
Yes, good. Koreo, scout. Harry, how would you say let's make breakfast?
Asagohan or skuru?
Okay, so skuru is the plain form. One more time.
Skull?
No, that's use. So think again. Let's just make the plain form. Tsu, ku, Ru.
Sukuru. Brow.
No, you're adding something that's not in there. The ru, or the u sound at the end is just going to become or. Just change the u at the end into or.
Sukuro.
Sukuro. Okay, good. One more time.
Asagohan o sukuro.
Sukuro. Good. Yes, excellent. Tachi, how would you say? Let's wait 5 minutes.
Was it materu?
Matsu is the
Matsu.
Matsu.
Okay. How many minutes you said? Sorry.
That is not important. 5.
はい、5分の、mato?
Mato. Good. Yes, exactly. And Nathan, how would you say? Let's call John.
John-san ni it's Yobu.
It is, yeah.
Yobo.
Yobo. Good. John-san. Oh, Yobo. Okay. Let's not let Nathan off the hook. Nathan, it's 1 hour in the past.
Oh, sorry, I've got a meeting to run to, sorry.
今何をしていますか？
先週のアンディーズの日本語コーナーを見逃したので、今は仕事をしながら日本語を勉強します。
勉強してます。はい。今日何時に起きましたか？
今日何時に
起きましたか？
So what time did you wake up at?
Yeah, or what time did you get up? Yeah.
8時朝. Right. That's it in the morning, right?
Yeah, exactly. 8時. So always good to actually, guys, let me just quickly grab the screen. Probably a good idea to make a little note of this because it's a really simple rule, but it's really important. Try not to, I'm just gonna write this down, try not to respond with the minimal information. This is the rule of answering in Japanese. So for example, somebody asked a question, Senshu, Kyoto, for example, Kyoto ni ikimashita ka? Now, if the answer is yes, and you say, hai, this is how you lose friends quickly. And if the answer is no, and you say, iie, this is how you lose friends even faster than this. So always try to basically take this part here in the question and respond with this. So if the answer is yes, then hai, ikimashita is really good. To make this a little bit shorter, you could also say just ikimashita. This is a perfectly good response to just say ikimashita. Did you go to Kyoto last week? I went. If the answer is no, then again, finish with ikimasen deshita. Or iie ikimasen deshita, or just simply ikimasen deshita. This is also absolutely fine. I'm always going to end up, let's use the teppanyaki. Teppanyaki ga suki desu ka? Hey. And then they say, well, fuck you. The answer is, hai, suki desu. Or, iie, suki de wa arimasen. So don't just respond with hey. Now, this extends a little bit further actually into not just did you do something or didn't you, these yes/no questions, closed questions. If somebody asks a question which is a little bit more, which is an open question, for example, let's do the one that I just did with Nathan. Kesa nanji ni okimashita ka? What time did you wake up this morning? So if you say the answer is 8 o'clock, then you've got to say hachiji, and then again come back with this last part. Hachiji ni okimashita. If you're having a casual conversation with somebody, with a friend, then hachiji is kind of okay. It's a bit minimal. You should perhaps say about 8 o'clock, hachiji kurai. It just by lengthening the answer, you're adding both politeness and friendliness at the same time. It sounds like you're not giving just a kind of throw off response. Like, what time did you wake up this morning? 8. It sounds kind of cold. So as much as you can, you don't have to respond with the entire, you don't have to repeat the whole question back. But you should kind of at least finish with this bit, or this bit, or this bit, for example. Okay, is that okay, guys? Any questions? Yeah. So just to sort of say where you don't need to give the entire answer back. Question. Kino, Tanaka sensei to dojo ni keiko o shi ni ikimashita ka? So this is saying kino, yesterday, with Tanaka sensei, to the dojo for the purpose of training. Did you go? So the answer only needs to be, of course, hai, ikimashita. You don't need to repeat back, hai, Tanaka sensei to dojo ni keiko shi ni ikimashita. Just the last verb is fine. Just the last verb is fine. Okay, let's go back to Nathan. Nathan, 今日の午後に何をするつもりですか？
今晩に運動をします。
ああ、そうですか。
うちにバーベルとフリーウェイトがあります。
ああ、はい。
ジムに行けませんでしたので買いました。
So as I couldn't go to the gym, I bought weights. Oh, okay, this is fine. Yeah. ジムに行けませんでした。買いました。はい。そうですね。高いものですか？
はい。
うるさいよ
はい。高いでした。でも、
not 高いでした。It's an E adjective. So if you want to put it in the past, you have to say
高かったです。
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Exactly. 高かったです。
でも、how do you say to justify?
I don't know. What can you give me the sentence and I'll try and think of a way of...
Yeah, I justify it by saying it's about the same price of an annual membership.
I don't know. I've never used the word justify before, actually. Let me have a look.
Must be nice never having to justify yourself.
Again, we can use more shi hira. We can use more shi again. More shi hiraku is pretty good. More shi hiraku. I think what I get, the fact I've never heard it before makes me think that what people would probably say is, I bought expensive ones because they are cheaper than a 1-year gym membership. So you'd say, gym no 1年間のメンバー費より安いので高いウェイツを買いました。 then this is not saying takai kara. Takai no de means as rather than because, and it kind of makes it a justification then.
Andy, my apologies. I'm going to eat my lunch while we're doing this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Multitask today.
Sure, no worries, no worries. 別の他のマシンとか体操するんですか？
もう一回ください。
他の so this means other マシンか体操 means exercise をするんですか？しますか？
はい、自転車があります。スピンバイクです。
そうですか。なるほど。多分スピンなんです。確かにスピンバイクでしょ。はい。それは結構高いでしょ？
はい、高かったです。でも、Facebook で買いました。
そうですか。セコンドハンドですか？
はい、セコンドハンドです。
はい。でも、あまり遠くまで行けないでしょ？
あまり、I don't know what that middle word means.
遠く?
Yeah.
So this comes from toy. Do you recognize this adjective?
Far?
Yeah, exactly, far. あまり, not very. 遠くまで, far. 行けないでしょ? 行けませんね。
You can't go very far in it, is that what you're saying?
そうですね。
はい、ステーショナリーです。
動かないですね。
動かないです。
はい。私のダッドジョークが好きですか？
いえ。
嫌いです。嫌いです。はい、ありがとうございます。Okay, let's get back to the show. With group 2 verbs, the final ru is completely removed and replaced with your. So this is where it becomes important to remember which group the verbs come from. So that, and the reason this is a complex is that some group 1 verbs finish with the ru as well, don't they? Like kaeru, let's go home, or kaero, let's go home. If you say kaeyo by mistake, this means let's change, which is a strange thing to say if you're in the middle of a party. So taberu becomes tabeyo, miru becomes mio. Luki baby. すいません。Luke sensei.
How
would you say? How would you say? Let's teach chuden.
Chuden o osieyo.
Good. Chuden o osieyo. Harry, how would you say? Let's wear a new dress.
Oh, I've forgotten the word for new.
Who can help?
Iru?
Atarashi.
Atarashi.
Should have given myself a little bit longer. It was there.
Okay.
Atarashi no dressu.
なんでのを使いますか?
The dress of newness.
Well, atarashi is already an adjective. Why are you putting no in?
I don't know.
You're not the only one, to be honest. A lot of people in this class, for some reason, started putting atsui no tenki desu now. It's like, what? Why are we using no?
Weather of hotness. Perfectly logical. Atarashi dressu. Is it let's wear? Kiru. Kyo.
Kyo, exactly, yeah.
Kyo.
Kyo. Atarashi dress or kyo. Good. Tachi, how do you say let's escape? Let's escape quickly. Let's escape quickly.
I don't know, escape.
This is, can anybody help? Anybody remember escape? Okay, it's nigeru, nigeru.
Nigeo?
Yeah, let's escape quickly.
Hayaku nigeo?
Yes, good. Yeah, good nigeo. And then Nathan, how would you say? My memory for group 2 verbs is very short. Let's think about small dogs.
Chisai inu or kangaru, right?
Kangaru, good.
Kangaru.
Not raw, but kangai.
Kangayo.
Kangayo, good. Yes. So, okay, good. And then the last two are the group 3 regulars. Suru becomes shio and kuru becomes koyo. Koyo is almost never used because let's come here, let's come back here. I mean, if you're somewhere and then you say, and this conversation is going, we're going to go away and let's come back here, then even in this case, you probably wouldn't say koyo, you'd say we'll return here, modoro, modoru. So koyo doesn't really get used, but shio is used obviously for suru. So Luke, how do you say let's study Greek history?
History
is rekishi. Rekishi.
Greek no.
Oh, sorry, it's Grisha, not Grisha. No.
Grisha no rekishi o benkyou shiyou.
Good. Grisha no rekishi o benkyou shiyou. Harry, I'll give you a 10-second. Well, I'll go to Tachi first, but then you can swallow your food first. Good now? Okay. Harry, how do you say let's cook tempura?
Tempura or is it ryori-shio?
Yeah, good. Ryori-shio. Good. Well done. Tempura or ryori-shio. Tachi, let's say let's work this weekend.
Konshumatsu.
I want you to use the suru verb version.
Shigoto shio.
Yes, good. Shigoto shio. Excellent. And Nathan, let's do let's train okuden.
Okuden or keiko shio.
Good. Yeah, okuden or keiko shio. Excellent. Right, we've got some more exercises. Let's go back to the beginning. Luke, let's go and eat sushi in Osaka.
Osaka ni sushi o ikimashou.
I need eats in there as well.
Sorry?
We have eats in there. That's saying let's go to sushi in Osaka. I don't know that place.
It's just next to tempura. Osaka ni sushi ni tabe ni ikkyo.
Not ikkyo, but just
Ikko.
Ikko. Good, good. So not sushi ni, but sushi.
I was about to say, okay. No, I was about to say that. Okay.
There's a voice in my head. It's a voice in my head.
Friendly little ghost.
Where is she? Oh, she sounds like Constantina.
Sorry for the interruption. I'm still listening and I'm answering myself.
He's dead.
It's the Constantina ghost, my S-Chan ghost. Okay, yeah, so let's just grab this one again, because I guess probably all of you know this, but I want to make sure that we have this as in our toolbox of things that we can use. So Luke, you said that again.
Yeah, Osaka ni sushi o tabe ni
Good.
Ikko.
Yes, good. Ikko. Okay, guys, have you all seen this sentence structure before to say, let's go and do something? Can I have a obviously you don't look. Nathan?
Seen it, but don't fully get it.
Right, okay, let's quickly go over it then. Let's go and do X. This may well be cocaine. We'll see. So this is something that's often said, let's go and do something. Not necessarily cocaine. I should probably remove that, otherwise YouTube will tell channel me. Let's go and do X. So, for example, let's just do the sentence structure. Let's do an example. Well, we've got one above here anyway, actually. But the way to do this is we're going to have some details. For example, what, when, who, where, etc. And then we're going to have a verb. Let's call it verb 1. And then we're going to have ikimasu or ikimashou. Doesn't really matter which one we do. And this verb 1 is created by make the mas form of the verb. Remove the mas and add ni instead. So as you can see from the example above, we've got Osaka ni. So this is the location we're going to. Sushi o, this is the thing we're going to apply to this verb 1, his verb 1, tabe, taberu. And for group 2 verbs, this is really easy. Of course, you can remove the ru, you can remove the mas, you end up with the same stem. Tabe ni, and then ikko. Oops. Ikko. So this means let's go and eat in Osaka. Or let's go to Osaka and eat. One small complication is, should this be Osaka ni or Osaka de? Because is this location, is it referring to where you're going to, or is it referring to where you are going to eat, where you will be eating? Well, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. You can say Osaka de, tabe ni ikimashou, let's go and eat in Osaka, or Osaka ni sushi or tabe ni ikimashou, let's go to Osaka and eat sushi. It doesn't really change the meaning of the sentence unless there is a difference. For example, Tokyo ni, let's see, takai restaurant de steaki o tabe ni ikimashou. Now this is slightly added a bit more detail. Let's go, this Tokyo ni is referring to ikimashou. Let's go to Tokyo. Takai restaurant de, at an expensive restaurant, steaki o tabemashou. Let's eat steak. So here we can actually separate them out if we want to do this. But otherwise, you don't need to worry about it. You can say Tokyo ni, Tokyo de, Tokyo no restaurant ni, Tokyo no restaurant de, it doesn't really matter. Most of the time, though, the location, Osaka, Tokyo, is looking at the ikimasho. So quite often people say Tokyo ni steiki o tabe ni ikimashou. Let's do one more example using the group. Let's do two more examples, one with the group, one verb. So how would we say, let's go and talk to the policeman. Let's go and talk to the policeman. Anybody want to volunteer?
Keikan?
Yeah, Keikan.
Keikan de?
That's at the policeman.
Ah. Keikan ni.
Okay, now this is talking at the policeman, but not with the policeman.
To.
To.
Keikan to hanasu. Hanashi ni iko. Ikimashou.
Yeah, or iko. It's okay. Good, good, good.
It's just a difference in level of politeness. Iko, ikimashou.
Exactly. Yeah. It's iko is just more casual. Yeah. 3. Let's go and study maths because that's what people always want to do. Harry, do you know about this?
Is there a different word for maths?
It's a sugaku. Sugaku.
Sugaku. O.
Good.
Benkyo. Suru.
Just follow this routine up here.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm struggling with the mass form of surimas. No, it isn't. It's
shimas, right?
Shimas.
Yeah.
Shimas, yeah. Benkyo. Sorry. Shime.
Just honestly, just follow this routine.
Benkyo shi.
Yep.
Ikimasu.
No. Read.
Sorry.
Still, we need to read this routine properly.
Shini.
Shini, right? Shini.
Ikimasu.
Or ikimashou, right?
Ikimashu.
Yes, good. Let's do one more. Oh, let's do two more. Let's do two more actually. Tachi, let's do group 2. Let's go and watch a movie.
Eiga o miniko.
It's good. Eiga o miniko. And then Nathan. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Stay stop. Stay stop. Stay stop. I can't. You're muted.
Stop.
1. Let's go and read War and Peace. Yeah, baby. Rock and roll.
No one's ever said that. To read is yomu, isn't it?
Good. Yomu, yep.
War and Peace, or yo ni.
One more time.
Yo ni.
No, run through this process.
yomu, yomi ni.
Yes, good. Yomi ni.
Equal.
Oh, good. Okay, good. You still cooking, Constantina?
I'm finishing.
Any
I'm
questions?
sweating. Tell me if I can say something. I can tell.
Oh, sure. Okay. Right. So you're making moussaka, right? Is it moussaka you're making?
A type of half the portion of the moussaka. Yes.
Okay. Let's go and make half a portion of moussaka. Oh, I thought that if you're making any portion of moussaka, it's a whole portion.
No, it's you call it in English. It's called sous, papoutsaka in Greek. So you take the eggplant, you cut it, you put the mincemeat, you put the bechamel, cholesterol, you know, everything inside.
Yeah.
Then you have a heart attack and you die happy.
This is moussaka.
Yeah, moussaka has even potatoes inside.
Only Greek moussaka, right?
The Greek, I don't know how they do it in Turkey, but I think they
No
don't
potatoes, no bechamel in Turkey.
Yeah.
I know Moroccans have egg in it.
There you go.
So do I have to answer to something? I'm still listening.
Oh yeah, let's go make half a portion of moussaka.
I should go away. I think my food is burning. Let's make half a portion. How is it half a portion?
So you could say half of moussaka.
Hambunno.
Hambunno? I didn't hear.
Other way around, actually. So it's moussaka.
Moussaka no.
No, good. Yeah, go
on. Bun?
Hambun. Hambun is half.
Hambun. Yes, hambun. Moussaka no hambun. Zucchini.
Not tsuki. Follow the routine.
Tsukurimasu. Tsukuni.
No. Follow the routine.
Wait. Isn't it let's go and make?
Yes.
So, tsukurimasu. Tsukuri ni.
Good, that's it. Tsukuri
ni shio.
Iko.
Iko.
Yes.
Yeah. I put 2 times the shio. Iko.
Yes, good. Very good. Okay. Any questions, guys? Tachi, dozo.
Is there any other word than iku to use in this form? Do we just go to do something, or?
I mean, this literally means let's go somewhere and make moussaka. If you want to say, like in English,
let's sit and talk, for example.
Oh, in that case, then sit and talk. You would say suatte hanashimashou. You wouldn't use this ni. This particular. The form is for going to do something. It means go somewhere and go somewhere for the purpose of doing something. There isn't really, apart from using kaeru, go home, or kuru, to come. There isn't really. You can't really put another verb in this place here, unless it's a movement verb. Yeah.
So we can't say hanashini.
Suwarimashou.
Suwarimashou. You don't say.
No. I see what you mean. But you could say let's go. Let's enter this room to talk. So verbs like hairu, to enter. This is a movement verb. You can do this. You could say kono heya o hanashi ni hairimashou. This is fine if you've got a movement verb at the end of the sentence.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't say let's make moussaka to eat it. You can't say moussaka o tabe ni tsukurimashou, for example. This doesn't mean.
So it's about legwork then.
Basically, yeah. It's about moving somewhere for the purpose of doing something. So do you remember we've done tameni? You guys remember tameni, don't you? For the purpose of. This is basically a shortening of tameni. So for example, let's go and talk to the policeman. This could be keikan to hanasu tame ni ikimashou. 数学の勉強のために行きましょう。映画を見るために行きましょう。War and Peace を読むために行きましょう。ムサカの半分を作るために行きましょう。It's just a contraction of ために, really. Yeah.
Thank you.
どうぞ。
Is bowel movement a movement verb as well?
するために。Harry, go ahead.
It was me.
Sorry, Masha,
I don't know if we can say this, like, let's go eat and drink. How many verbs we can put? We could use the te or tabe.
Oh, I see. Let's go and eat and drink. In this case, yeah, you would do it like this. So let's go and drink beer and eat chips. Like this, you mean? Yeah. So you'd say chips o tabete biru o nomi ni ikimashou. So I know that te is usually used to mean and then, but this is fine to just join these together in this case. Yeah, I think. Okay, Nathan, you're the one who wasn't particularly sure about this. Do you feel fully matrix upgraded?
Yeah, I know that's very nice.
Excellent. Show me. Oh, that was quick. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, right, that was Luke, and now Harry. Let's watch a movie at the cinema tomorrow.
Go and watch.
Yeah, let's use this same form as we just did. And although this says at the cinema, you can move the sentence around into one that makes it easy. Like let's go to the cinema and watch a movie.
Eiga kan ni eiga o mini ikimashou.
Or in plain form?
Iko.
Good. Okay. How would you say not let's go and watch a film at the cinema, but let's just watch a movie at the cinema tomorrow? So I now want you to not use this form that we did with Luke. Let's assume that we're both in town and we're already working near the cinema.
Ashita eiga kan ni.
Not ni.
Eiga kan de.
Good.
Eiga o mimashou.
Mimashou, and in the plain form?
Mio.
Good. Tachi, let's study physics. Hooray!
Physics. What was it again?
This is butsuri.
Butsuri?
Yeah.
Butsuri.
Yeah.
Butsuri o benkyou shiyou.
Good. Butsuri o benkyou shiyou. And Nathan, let's drink shochu. Nobody can argue with that, can they?
Shochu o nomo.
Nomo. Good. Shochu o nomo.
In a bit, I'm just going to call my boss.
Okay. And Moise-chan, let's speak in Chinese.
Let's speak in Chinese. Jugoku, what was the Chinese?
Jugoku.
Jugoku. Hanasu, hanasho.
Hanaso.
Hanasho.
Hanaso.
Hanasho.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I heard Hanasho.
I hear it the same.
Oh, okay. It's because you come from old-fashioned Tokyo, I guess. Luke, let's call Mark.
Mark-san, or yobo.
Yobo, good. How do you say let's phone Mark?
Mark-san or denwa-shio?
Denwa-shio, good, good, exactly. And Tachi, let's meet in front of the elephant statue next week.
I remember this something zo.
Zozo. Zozo. It sounds like German, doesn't it? Zozo.
I don't know any German.
Yes, you do. You know Annika.
Not really.
Okay.
来週、ZOZO の前で
So it's zonozo. Zonozo.
ゾノゾの前に会いましょう。
And then
Ao.
Ao. Good, good, good. Okay, excellent. Now we've still got 45 minutes left. Cool. Any questions, guys? Keep all this in mind because we're going to be using it next week for the new subject. Okay. Right. Let's go back to now. We're now going to go back to yoni. Hurrah. Let's have a quick revision of yoni and see how it differs from tamini. Tamini being fairly easy, yoni being a little bit more difficult to understand how exactly to use it. So if we put verb plus tamini, it means for the benefit of or in order to do something. And it does indicate there's some kind of directness of action. In order to do X, I do Y. For example, let's see. 友達と話すためにパブに行きました。友達と話すためにパブに行きました。
You need a reason to go to the pub?
Not really, not really. I should have just said ビールを飲むためにパブに行きました。Yeah. There are some regulations though. The subjects of X and Y have to be the same. So it has to be you or somebody else doing both the, what's it called? What's this called? The enabler or something? And the outcome. The purpose and the action. That's what we called it. Purpose and the action. This subclause here, for example, tomodachi ni ao tame ni, biru nomo tame ni, these must be in the affirmative and it has to be an action verb. You can't use aru or iru. So it must be an actual doing verb, not an existence verb. I think this means you also can't use a stative verb. Yeah, so you can't use wakaru, for example, to understand this is a stative verb, it's not an action verb. And if subclause X, if this purpose is a noun, for example, festival, wedding, or some sort of event, then you have to use tamini. You can't use yoni in this case. So it becomes a bit difficult to fit all these regulations together. But this is the regulations for tamini anyway. Any questions, guys? Good. Let's see. Nathan, how would you translate this? Kuruma o naosu tame ni kono dougu o kaimashita.
To fix the car, I bought this tool.
Perfect, perfect. Moya-chan, kaigai ni iku tame ni kono nimotsu o kaimasu.
In order to go to the Kaigai, is the abroad.
Good.
Go abroad. I bought this suitcase.
Very good. I will buy this suitcase, right?
I will. Yes, it's present. So.
Perfect. Good. And Harry, I just thought I'd start you off with a really nice, easy word. Sotsugyoshiki. Can anybody work out what this means? Almost certainly you know the two words, sotsugyo and shiki. Anybody? Sotsugyo means graduation, like university graduation. Shiki?
Ceremony.
Ceremony, exactly. Yeah, graduation ceremony. Hai, hari dozo.
For the purposes of my graduation ceremony.
Yeah.
Atarashi.
You know atarashi, right? It's the word you were searching for this morning.
New. Yeah.
Sibiro is the Japanification of the word Savile Row, would you believe? Which means
a Serbian suit.
Yeah.
Sorry. A new. Oh, it's my boss.
Yeah, okay. We'll come back to this one. Oh. Actually, one of you can do this then, by the way, for Harry. Luke. 卒業式のために新しい背広を探します。Are you muted?
I put on a new suit for my graduation ceremony ritual.
Okay, okay, nearly. 探します. This is from 探す. 探す. Anybody know this word?
And to
look
to
for.
search. Yeah, to search or look for. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, I will look for a new suit for my graduation ceremony. Good. Okay, let's now move on to verbs plus yoni. This is used in a similar way to tamini, only that there's a possible indirectness of action. So, for example, in order that I can do something, to give me the ability to do something, I do Y. It doesn't necessarily mean that you will do it, it just means I have the ability. Or for the purposes of something to occur, I will do X. I'm going to give you a really let me just stop for a second. Bloody flies flying around here. I think it's because I'm dead. I'm going to give you a really easy to remember example. Hopefully it's really easy to remember or easy to comprehend example of this use of yoni. I put up a poster for people to come to the concert. And I bought tickets to go to the concert. Now, which one has got a direct impact, direct effect between the purpose and the outcome? Right, number two, right? Number two. So this is going to be almost certainly tameni. But is there a directness between you putting up a poster and people going to the concert? No. So this would be yoni. Let's actually translate these then. So let's do the tameni one first. Tachi?
Yes.
I bought tickets to go to the concert. Sorry, I just had a phone call come in.
Concertを行きのために行くの行く or 行き行くのために
So if it's a verb, we don't need anything between
行くために切符を買いました。
Good. 切符を買いました。
行くため。はい。
Yeah. There's another reason why this one here cannot be using tameni. Can you see what it is?
Because the subject and the subjects are different. I put the poster for people to come.
Yes, exactly. The subjects are different. Good. Nathan, how about this one? I put up a poster for people to come to the concert.
So I need to put the for people to come to the concert bit before the yoni, right?
Correct. Yes.
Why would I say that?
Why or how?
Hi. What's people?
So hito.
Hito ga concerto ni iku.
Not iku, but to kuru. Yes, good.
Yoni.
Good.
Poster o.
Osuta o.
Up.
Skeru.
Skeru. Or skerimashita.
Just skemashita. It's a group to verb.
Skemashita.
Yeah, good. Okay, cool. Let's go back to, sorry, Harry, you might want to just quickly make a note of these two, because these are two really distinct examples as to when to use tamini and when to use yoni. So I'll give you a minute to just make a note while I just quickly put the kettle on. Et manger un petit peu de poppadom. Where? Has everybody finished writing notes? Yeah, all is good. Cool. Nice.
I think for the yoni, I remember because we write it down. You haven't finished. I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, okay. What I would say, in addition to when we went through this for the first time, Constantina, is the more videos I watch and the more I read about yoni, the more I see that this is a massive subject, and it's quite difficult to pin down regulations. That there aren't really many regulations about it at all, and its usage is really wide. So what I might have said before is hito ga concert ni korareru yoni, putting this in the potential form, posta o tsukemashita. But actually, kuru yoni is also fine. So not just so people can come to the concert, but you can just put this into so people come to the concert. Ga kuru yoni, posta o tsukemashita. So it's a, don't be surprised if this subject of using yoni seems to be sprawling and big and difficult to kind of grasp. It's a bit like when English speaking people use the word like in sentences, like, because we use, well, starting to use like more and more. And of course the word like doesn't just mean I like sushi. It also means something is like something else, something is similar. And it's just thrown in conversation like I'm doing now. But yoni also kind of means like. So it's got a sprawling use. I'll be back in just a section to pour my coffee. To continue, so if you want a kind of compact translation of yoni, probably the most common one would be in the way of, or in the style of. But if you say in the way of, then it kind of covers many more usages of yoni. Anyway, getting back to yoni, so it indicates indirectness of action. In order that I, he, she can do X, I do Y.
Sorry, I've got to go. Thanks, everyone.
Okay,
Bye.
see you later. Bye. One difference between yoni and tamini also is that if you need to do quite a lot of work to achieve X, to achieve the purpose, then this is going to push us towards using yoni. And also, if it is not certain that even if Y is achieved, that Y will be achieved, sorry. If it is not certain that even if you do X, that Y will happen, again, this calls for yoni. So if you watch Miku Sensei's YouTube video about this, she talks about if X means you have to hustle, then use yoni. Hustle meaning do a lot of work, put a lot of work in for it to happen. Is everybody okay so far, guys? Cool. There are some regulations which force you to use yoni. If the X verb is a negative, it's in the potential form, or it's a stated verb like wakaru, kikoeru, or mieru, then you have to use yoni. You cannot use tamini. If the subjects of X and Y are different, then you have to use yoni. For example, 病気にならないように健康にいいものを食べます。Constantina, do you want to have a try translating this?
In order not to go to the hospital.
病院 is hospital.
病気。
病気。You're muted. Shit.
Naranai, not to become byoki. What is byoki?
Well, if byo-in is a hospital, what do you think byoki is? Sick. Yeah, exactly. Illness. Yeah.
Not to become sick. I need to. No, I don't need. Kenko is the medicine. No.
Kenko means,
is the medicine.
Sure. What does Kenko mean, Luke?
Healthy stuff.
Yeah, health. Yeah.
Healthy stuff, healthy things I need to eat.
Yes, good. 病気にならないように健康にいいものを食べます。Good.
Another thing, sorry to interrupt, it's that for the yoni needs to be two different subjects.
Yeah, it's here.
I didn't even see this.
Is it because you're thinking about moussaka constantly?
Yeah, it smells amazing.
Okay, and then Luke. Shodai ni Iceland ni ikuru you ni chokin shimasu.
Shorai ni.
Shorai ni. Shorai means future.
Shorai ni. In order for me to go to Iceland in the future, I should do choking.
Choking means
choke people, no?
Choke people, yes. Yeah. Maestran dozo.
To save money.
To save money, good. Choking, save money. Yeah, good. So it's not just in order to go to Iceland, it's in order.
If I get a potential, if I want to go to Iceland in the future.
Not if I want to, but if
I want to be able to go to.
Yes, yeah,
Iceland.
in order to be able to go to Iceland. Yeah, exactly. And then Tachi? 日本人がわかるように日本語を勉強します。
I practice Japanese to understand Japanese people.
Very good. In order to be able to understand. Yeah, that's good. And みよしちゃん、アレックスが祭りに行くようにタクシーを呼んであげます。
In order to go to the festeggiare,
Festival? Yeah.
It comes the Italian, doesn't come the English. I need to call a taxi. I'm thinking in Italian right now. I need to call a taxi in order to go to the party of Alex, to the fest of Alex.
Not with Alex, but
to Alex.
For it. This is so Alex can go to the festival.
Alex can go. Yeah.
I will call him a taxi. Yeah. So if this was for me, I would say, Matsuri ni iku tameni taxi o yonde taxi o yobimasu. But this is for somebody else. You're going to call a taxi for them. So we need to use yoni. The subjects of X and Y are different. Yeah. Okay. Any questions, guys? All good. So as I said before, roughly speaking, yoni can be translated as like, as if, in the manner of, or what did I just say before? In the way of. If you take a verb in the plain form, it aims and put it with yoni, it aims the sentence towards the manner of that verb, like the way of doing that verb. For example, tabanai yoni or suru yoni. This is just the structure. And if we then follow this with suru, it means trying or striving to achieve that marked verb. For example, tobacco o suwanai yoni shimasu. Tobacco o suwanai yoni shimasu. So tobacco o suwanai, this means, Luke?
And not smoking tobacco.
Yeah.
Not smoking.
Yes, not smoking. Good. And then yoni shimasu means I will try not to smoke. I will try not to smoke. So this goes into the plain form, tobacco or suwanai. And then we put yoni, and then this kind of action verb here to say I'm going to do this as if I'm not smoking. I'm going to do like not smoke. I'm going to do in the manner of not smoking. This means I will try not to smoke. Cheers. Weren't we doing this recently, Luke, with something else?
Water.
Oh, is that what you call it these days?
I'm shocked. Look and water is not something that goes together.
Definitely wasn't water. I saw it. It was a different color to water.
I was swimming in some water recently. Went very well together.
Okay, another example. In the positive, juggling ga dekiru yoni shimashita. So that I tried to become able to juggle. Juggling ga dekiru yoni shimashita just means I tried to be able to become able to juggle. Is it easy with the glasses up or down, Constantina?
Let's just make sure I need to clean them.
Ah, okay. They got moussaka sauce all over them.
Oh, is that half an aubergine hanging from your glasses?
Okay, let's compare this new format to the form that we did before. For example, we might have said before, tobacco o suwanai yoni gum o kamimasu. So tachi, this means you're muted, Tachi.
Chewing a gum?
Yep. What does the whole sentence mean?
I chew gums to be able to stop smoking.
Really good. Yes, good. Exactly this. Yeah, in order to stop smoking, I chew gum. But we can just replace this entire gum or kamimasu to chew gum with shimasu to say, I will try not to smoke. I will try to give up smoking. And then here again with the juggling example, juggling ga dekiru you ni takusan renshu shimasu. So this means, Mai-chan?
In order to become able to juggle, I need to practice.
Yeah, exactly. I will do lots of practice. Good. Yeah. So by replacing this countermeasure in this one in the italics in the above examples, and just simply saying shimasu means I will strive to achieve this. I will try to achieve this. Alles gut? Alles klar? Yeah? Good.
So it's a slightly different meaning.
Yes, it is. Instead of having an actual tangible countermeasure, it just means I'm going to try. I'm going to get my glasses in there. Are you guys in the glasses club?
Constantine, if you put both fingers, you can't see anything.
I think I got too much, fog from the forno, and I got a little bit teary-eyed.
From the porno?
Porno, you pervert!
Anyway.
Open.
Okay, instead of suru, if we put naru in there, it means, yeah, to become, means that we actually achieve that goal. We achieve that thing that we're trying to do here. For example, benkyou sureba Nihongo ga hanasuru you ni narimasu. Benkyou sureba, if you study, benkyou sureba Nihongo ga hanasuru you ni narimasu. You'll become able to speak Japanese. And we can even put this in the past tense. Yasai dake tabete yaserareru you ni narimashita. Bear in mind that this doesn't go into the past tense here. The tense is marked by the last verb here, narimashita. By only eating vegetables, I was able to lose weight.
Yes.
All good. Note takers, do you want to give me a little dance when you finish writing your notes? Okay, that's definitely Luke is in Hawaii at the moment. Where's Chan? Okay, let's wait a few minutes longer. Ooh.
Excuse me, what is yaserareru here?
So yaseru means to lose weight, and then yaserareru means to be able to lose weight.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, good. Sorry, I wasn't seeing the dots. Thank you. Okay, that's the end of that lesson, actually. Any questions, guys? Right, let's try some exercises. Yay, exercises. What fun. Right. Looky, looky, loo. Try to drive the new car.
新しい車運転し、でもそれ、運転してように、運転するように、
Yeah.
試した。
Yeah, you could just do しました。
しました。
Yeah,
okay.
This is fine.
This means I will try.
Yeah, I tried.
It's very weird. するようにしました。
Yeah, it's fine though. I mean, this verb here can be anything. Yeah. Tachi, I will try and watch this movie again.
この映画をもう一回見るようにします。
Very good. 見るようにします。Good. Moise-chan. Mati is trying to pass his fifth dan again. Again.
マティさんは、もう一回、ゴダの審査、I don't remember. I think it's really so. I don't remember the past.
Let's do take instead.
To take. Toro? No, Toro.
Yeah, toru.
取るようにしています。
Very good. しています。Yes, good. Well done. Luke, Adam tried to speak, but she ignored him.
アダムさんは tried to
Sorry, this is Adam tried to speak to her.
アダムさんは彼女と話すようにでも
Hang on, we've got to put the verb in.
Ignore.
Oh, no, we haven't finished this part off yet. We still haven't got this bit completed.
To try. No? Yeah?
Yeah.
But it's not tamesu.
No. Just repeat what we just done. There's three examples. There's 3 examples up there.
Shimashita.
Shimashita. But she tried it, but she ignored him.
To ignore, I don't know.
Let's do but first.
Demo.
Don't put demo in the middle of a sentence. What's but?
Well,
it's really short and really easy.
Yeah, I know. Can't remember.
Moise-chan.
Ga.
Do your neighbours think that your kitchen's been invaded by seagulls?
彼女は
And then the word to ignore is mushi suru.
無視しました。
Good. Mushi shimashita. Good. Okay. Well done. Good. Tachi. I tried to give up smoking by chewing gum.
You're going easy on me. I just did it, right?
I can do something else.
No, it's okay. I don't remember, so I should. What was smoking again? Tobacco. 吸わないように
Good.
ガムを
Yep.
That I don't remember. What was chewing?
So I've actually done this particular combination because this will give you a little mnemonic to remember. Gamu or kamu. This means to chew gum. Gamu or kamu.
はい。噛みました?
Yeah, good. Kamimashita.
はい。
Excellent. Good. Wei-chan. I will try to do 100 saburi every day. Woo! That's a lot.
My personal best is 1,000.
1,000?
Yeah.
My personal best is 5.
5,000.
5.
No, I don't believe it. So
It's true.
and that was in 2012, so it doesn't count anymore.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what? My 5 or your 1,000?
Both.
Ah, right. Okay, it's a deal.
Okay. Mainichi.
Mainichi.
Suguri o suru yo ni. How many suburi?
You know, you got it. It's right. Say it.
Haimai. No, not haimai.
Not haimai.
It's the hand is shaku. Is the hand.
Good. Good. And then
shakumai.
So what's times? Numbers. One more time, Luke.
Kai.
Kai. Yeah. So we can combine that. Hyakai.
Hyakai.
Yeah.
Okay, hyakai. Well, it needs to be mainichi hyakai hyakai no suburi.
Oh, this is fine. This is fine like this actually, but you need a verb.
Okay. Suruyoni.
Suruyoni.
Shimasu.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I know it sounds funny having suru and then shimasu, but this yoni shimasu means I will endeavor to do this. I will endeavor to do this. Yeah. Good. Okay. Luke, I can't remember why I have this contrast here. Maybe it's because we've done this before. In order to not have an accident, I will drive carefully.
Accident, I've got kikai,
Moishan?
Jikan.
Jiko.
Jiko.
Yeah.
Jiko.
Jiko.
Janai.
Not janai, but
Ganai.
Ganai, yeah.
Yoni.
Yeah.
Carefully.
Okay, let me help. So a good way to do this is to say, to do something carefully, you can say, I will be careful, and then I will do the verb. I will be Hello, Luke. How you doing?
Sorry.
You'd say, I will be careful, and then I will do the verb.
But careful is?
How do you say be careful? Please take care.
Could I say something? It's every, yeah. Oh my God, I'm going to slap myself.
Let me do it. You'll probably miss. Take care. Ciao. Kiotsuke
kudasai. Yeah,
Kiotsukete ne.
Kyotsukete.
Ki.
Unten shimasu.
Yes, exactly. Shimasu. Exactly, that's good. Oh, I see. This is putting the countermeasure. Oh, we have the countermeasure here as well. Never mind. Tachi. So that Michael could go to the wedding, I gave him some money.
Michael wa what is wedding?
What's to get married? Do you remember?
Kekkon suru?
Kekkon suru. And then if we put ceremony after kekkon, we get wedding.
Kai?
Not kai. Somebody said it?
I heard look, but
Luke, can you say again?
Shiki.
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 Yeah.
Kekkon shiki ni iku tameni? Can I use tameni?
Can go to was able to go to the wedding, so this can't be tameni.
Okay, the subjects are different, and maybe
Yeah.
I give the money and he doesn't go.
Yeah. All the regulations are against you now.
Yeah, kekkon shiki ni yoni.
We need a verb.
Iku yoni.
Can go, not will go.
Ikeru yoni.
Good, that's it. Ikeru yoni.
Kane o agemashita.
Very good. Excellent. Kane o agemashita. Excellent. Well done. And finally, Mash-chan. In order to understand Japanese, you have to listen.
Okay. Nihongo o wakaru yoni. You have to listen. Kikanakereba narimasen.
Excellent. Good. Narimasen. Why don't we use tameni in this place here, Constantina?
Wait a minute, I need to open the door. Wait.
Okay, sure. Can you imagine standing at the front door and then you hear this voice screaming, "Hey!" You'd just run away, wouldn't you?
Yai ga ii desu.
Why we don't use the tameni? Because
because
the dog has a different opinion. Neither being mad.
That was the dog.
It was the dog. I swear. Because
of the wonderful things that he does.
Yeah, exactly. There's no negatives. This hopefully, I don't know.
Is it because of the timeline?
Wakaru.
Wakaru. And why?
Because it's a state verb.
Yeah.
Because it's a stative verb. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Stative verb is here. Good. Okay. You got time for the next little exercise, guys? We got through that last set pretty quickly, so it should be relatively easy. So the last exercise we just did, this was about trying to achieve something. Now we're going to do achieving. Achieving. So I'm going to put this to one side, just to make a contrast. When you married Fabrizio, is this how you did the wedding vows? You say, do you solemnly swear to take this woman?
Actually, we had the dog with us.
Really?
In the ceremony, yes, and we have to go with her outside because she was barking the whole time. Not actually barking, but you know the huskies are doing wow 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 all the time. Yeah, the minister was laughing so hard, so we have to put her outside. It was hilarious.
Was it a church or a registry office?
No, registry office.
Oh dear. Okay. Sorry, Constantina. Did you just say you're not Christian?
No, no church, no church.
No church. Okay. Luki, by doing lots of studying, I became able to pass my chemistry exam. I achieved my chemistry exam.
たくさん勉強するように、is 科学
sorry, just a second. 勉強するように。
is 科学 chemistry、
はい。
科学の試験を
To pass is
合格
good.
合格投げました
You threw it away? Okay, got
Nagara. Then it's fluent. Naru, nes, narimashita.
But we got something. We need a yoni naru, eh?
Yoni narimashita.
Yoni narimashita. But we've got two yonis in here. So one of these is the right yoni.
これは逆でしょ？
はい。
逆でしょ？
逆でしょ。そうですね。
Don't pass the exam to be able to practice study.
Yeah, so this wouldn't be 勉強するように. This would be たくさん勉強. Just something like で would be fine. Or してから. So by doing たくさん勉強で or having done たくさん勉強してから and then the rest of it 科学の試験を合格するようになりました. This the rest of it is fine now. This is good. Yeah. You look a bit confused.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you read it out to me, please?
たくさん勉強してから科学の試験を合格するようになりました。
Excellent. Well done. Good. Okay. Tachi, last year I became able to eat tomatoes. I'm not sure what this sentence means. Possibly you spent your whole life wearing handcuffs behind your back and you couldn't eat tomatoes because they rolled away when you tried to pick them up with your mouth.
Well, it actually happened to me with eggplants.
Ah, okay.
Listen to my grandmother, I couldn't resist, and then from that day on, I could eat eggplants. So thanks to that.
We'll do it this way instead then. Yeah, let's do this instead.
But then I don't know the Japanese word for eggplants.
Oh, okay. So it's nasu.
Eggplant.
Nasu. Nasuです.
Nasu. Sen.
Not sen, but.
Toshi, otoshi. No, right.
You can consult with your fellow students if you want some help.
Last year, otoshi, not otoshi.
Kyo.
Kyotoshi?
Kyonen.
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 Yeah.
Kyonen.
Just in case you guys might get confused, there's also a word sakunen, which both mean the same thing.
Hi.
Different kanji.
Yes.
Kyonen wa nasu o
Yep.
食べてようになりました。
Let's be careful here. So this is I became able to eat.
食べられる。
Good. Okay. And then nasu is marked with
O.
Not or. It's a potential verb. So for potential verbs, I am able to do something. We don't mark the object with or, but with
Ga?
Ga.
I see. It's been a long time. お久しぶり。
そうですね。
ナスが食べられるように。
食べられるように。Yep.
ようになりました。
Excellent. Good. なりました。Well done.
やったー。
Say it one more time, please.
去年、ナスが食べられるようになりました。
Excellent. Well done. Maishan, today is Jesper's 18th birthday. He is now able to drive a car.
今日は、ジェスペさんの18歳
One more time.
8歳
ASAHI, yes, good. Yeah,
ASAHI.
ASAHI, yeah.
誕生日です。
誕生日です。
車が運転、it's not, potential of suru. I don't need to put it. Be able to drive, right?
What's the potential form of suru?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
Dekiru!
Dekiru! I knew it! Dekiru da yo! Oh, yatta! Can't understand why your dog barks so much. It's a mystery to me.
What? Okay, 僕が運転できるようになりました。
Well done. Good. Well done. Good. Just a few more, guys. Luke, I've now given up smoking.
I've never smoked, so.
Well, there you go. Congratulations, you've achieved it already.
Yeah. Tobacco or so should I put ima?
No, if you actually use this form, then it already says kind of this has happened.
Yeah. Tobacco su yoni.
That means I've started smoking tobacco.
Suwanai yoni narimashita.
Very good. Narimashita. Excellent. Good. Tachi, I lived in Korea for 2 years so that I became able to speak Korean. Amida.
Kankaku?
Kankoku.
Kankoku. Kankoku ni 2年住んでいまし
Good. That's it. 住んでいま
してから、
いましたから。Good.
韓国語
を
話せる
So or, not or, but
にで
no. Potential form marker?
again が
Yeah, good. This one was made for you.
話せるようになりました。
Very good. 話せるようになりました。Good. Well done. Mesh-chan, when teen, another one of these. Let's give you a different one because these are just very similar to the ones you just had. I want to be able to read kanji.
漢字が、I want to become. Do I need to use the Thai form?
You do, but where?
はい。
漢字が読める become able to read, okay. ようになりたいです。
Yes, well done. Good. Yes. The key being that I want to become. So this must be naritai, not yomitai. Yeah, good. And then Luke, I want to be able to do the New York Marathon.
I wish. New York Marathon.
Nim.
Or
So this is about being able to do it. So not or, but again,
Ga.
Ga.
Suru.
But potential.
Dekiru.
Yep.
Dekiru yoni naritai.
Very good. Yes, excellent. Well done. And then let's give another one similar to that to Tachi's, and then we will finish. I want to be able to sing. What's it called? What's that song, Luke? My home village in Japanese. Maybe one of you ladies know. Something Sato. Tomisato.
The yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. No?
I want to be able to sing tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree today. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Okay.
You have to sing it now.
Okay, Tachi, go. You're muted at the moment. You might be singing, but we can't hear you. Muting.
I was really making fun of it. Wait, I need to remove the pictures. Okay. To be able to sing that song.
Yeah. Okay, let's say that song then instead.
Kono uta ga.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nasıl utaeru?
Good. Yeah, good.
Yoni naritai desu.
Very good. Naritai desu. Good. Excellent. Well done, guys. Lesson done. Any questions? No? Tutte bene? Tutto ok.
お腹がペコペコ。
そうですか。じゃあ食べてよ。食べてよ。食べて。いっぱい食べてよ。
I just also learned two ways of saying onaka ga, like I'm hungry. Yeah, one is the same as one is the other.
Peko, peko.
Again, no, not peko peko. Just two words, just like.
Haraga hetta.
No, that's not that. Not that. Iki. One is like iki or iku, and the other is.
Peko peko.
No. Nothing different. I took a screenshot, but it would take an age to find it. So just to say, I am hungry.
You sure it's not haraga herimashita?
No, nothing like that. It's very similar to words, just like imas and moshimas. It's like onaka ga ikimasu and onaka ga shiteimasu, something like that.
Sweet, onaka ga suitemasu, and let's put
Emoji.
No, they really use iki.
Suku, ueru, katsueru, gakido, karu, hidarui?
No. I think it was ikimasu and shiteimasu.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that if I've never heard of it, it doesn't exist, but I've only really heard people say either peko peko desu, onaka ga suitemasu, or hara ga hettemasu. Haven't really heard anything.
Maybe ueru. I found one.
Yeah, I saw this as well, but nobody says this.
I'll take a screenshot next time and do it.
Sure, yeah. Please put it onto the Facebook group and have a look. Cool. 皆さんありがとうございました。お疲れ様でした。またね。気をつけて。タバコを吸わないようにしてください。全部食べちゃいます。バイ。